Hey, this is Brett, and I'm here with Sandy again. How you doing, Sandy?
Really good, thanks. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good. And as you can see, it's still getting lighter.
Yeah,
We'll
yep,
try not
yep.
to talk about that
And
every week.
less snow, it looks like.
Yeah, it's warm this week for
Mm,
February in England versus especially last week where it was very
mm,
snowy and icy. Now you guys
mm.
have that. So
Yeah, well, I don't.
the
Here
southern
in
US, yeah.
yeah, eternal springtime here where I am in Northern California. There's always flowers blooming and yeah, the daffodils and things came up weeks ago.
Oh, very nice
But
too.
but I remember that though in England being there in the winter that you guys have your springtime starts in like January, February, it seems to me anyway.
The daffodils are not flowering, but they
Mm,
are probably about 4 or 5 inches tall.
mm,
So
nice.
yeah, I'd give it another week or so.
Mm. Okay, it's always good to get that weather report out of the way before we start talking lightning tools.
It's a great British icebreaker.
Now we just have to start talking about which route you took to get someplace, right? That's the other British thing.
Yeah, yeah, which brings us on seamlessly to a roadmap.
Nice segue.
So let's talk about our roadmap.
Yep. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
And
So we've been talking about Social Squared all month. So yeah, let's look at what we're gonna come out with after this release, which came out this month.
yeah, cool. So if you've seen the previous episodes, or listened to the previous episodes of Lightning Chat, you'll have known that we've just done a release of Social Squared, and that was the version 2.7. It had some pretty cool features, especially for Teams, around sort of Teams notifications and things like that. And yeah, there was improvements to the way that the moderation works, which is quite nice, and so on. So yeah, some really good features in there, quite a few to list. So I
Mhm.
won't repeat myself on all of those because I rambled on a bit last week. So I'll keep
Although
it.
we snuck one in at the last minute there that we didn't talk about when we were going through what our favorite things were in the new release. And then, yeah, we snuck in one that was on the roadmap and now it's already done and dusted. And that was being able to list all the posts for a given user. I really like that feature. And that was a really a highly requested one, especially from our education customers, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you can do effectively a search on a user and see all the posts that user made, and
Mm.
then choose whether you want to follow that user or not, I guess, and then that will be notifying you then every time that user posts, which is great.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah, it's good to see, and yeah, like you said, the education space, they'll really benefit from that, looking at different students
Right.
and what they've responded and that type of thing. So yeah, it's a good little feature.
Mhm.
So yeah, we effectively do a new release every 4 months of each of our products, and in between those times, there's bug fixes and things like that, which we like to call lightning bugs, because they're so rare. And so, but yeah, so in 4 months' time, we'll have another release of Social Squared coming up, and yeah, some pretty cool things. What are you excited about?
Um, no, I know. I just looked at this. Oh, yes, the
You're that excited about it?
yeah, the reporting and analytics. I think that's something that people have asked for a good bit, and that is going to let people see adoption and usage of the Social Squared forums. And we have had that in on-prem in the form of kind of little reports that you could get. But here, I think in modern SharePoint Online, I think we'll be able to do a lot with connecting that with, for example, our data viewer web part, which does charting, or aggregating things together through the Lightning conductor and things like that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I think it'll give a lot of benefit to people who are administering the forums and being able to see how people are using it, who's posting the most, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, like you said, we had it in the on-prem version. And what's different here is that this release for SharePoint Online and Teams is the SPFX version. It is SharePoint list driven, so the repository is lists rather than a SQL database that we had in the on-prem um, version there. But this makes it possible to report on using the data viewer, which is a great little web part for connecting to some SharePoint lists or to an Excel file and building a grid of data with some conditional formatting and charts and whatnot. So yeah, you can do 3D, 2D charts and that type of thing. definitely worth checking out the data viewer. But yeah, this is something where we will build some of those already for you into the product and ship it with Social Squared as an option, so that yeah, you can see the traction that your posts are getting, or how well your forum is doing, and that type of thing. You know, did your students read your post as an instructor, and that type of thing. So yeah, it should be pretty good. I'm excited about that one too.
Yep.
That'll be a great little feature. So yeah, that's the reports and analytics. We've also got a couple of minor things like changing the way you can do sorting, which one of the things at the moment is, you know, you've got the sort order is generally the order that the posts were created in. And one of the pieces of feedback that we've heard a lot from customers is actually being able to sort in different orders, such as you know, the number of votes each of the different posts have had, and that type of thing. So you
or
can,
views, maybe, yeah, like what's a
yeah,
popular post.
yeah, exactly. So so that type of thing. So that will be coming in the next one. And yeah, something we've also introduced in the Lightning Conductor for next month is you'll have seen this all the way through Teams and also through SharePoint out of the box. When you hover over somebody's avatar, you get the little card that pops up, and you'll see there things like send email and things like that you can engage in that user. And we've built that into the Lightning Conductor already, so that's going to be pushed out next month.
Yeah,
So
that's
just in a couple of
exciting.
weeks' time. Yeah. And we're also going to integrate that into DeliverPoint as well for the permissions management tool, and in Social Squared. So it's going to like uniform all of these products together. And yeah, it'd be fantastic. And I think for Social Squared, that would be awesome. That's going to be somewhere where we can shift the follow user. So it ties in nicely with this new users view that we've got, where you can have a look at the posts that a user has made. You might think, well, whoever this person is, whoever this Sandy is, you know, she keeps talking a lot of sense. So so what I'll do is I'll just hover over, see who she is, what's her job title. I can send her a message, and I can choose to follow her if I want to, and that type of thing, or send an instant message and that type of thing. So yeah,
And I think those user cards, they surface like documents that user has created that you would have access to, and things like that, right? So that you can see what other things they've been doing, not just within that tool.
Yeah, exactly. So so yeah, I think that's going to be a great addition to Social Squared, and I know we're working on that at the moment, so it'll be good to see that when it's done. So yeah, that'll be a great one. So I guess what month are we talking about here? So so this is going to be a June release. So you'll see these features, and I think that'll mostly be it for that version.
Yeah, there were. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's there'll be another release 4 months after that as well. So October time, which is only just over 6 months out from where we are thereabouts. But so yeah, we're looking at a few improvements that way. So polls is one of them. So being able to get feedback through polling inside of posts, I think that'd be a nice little one.
Yeah,
There
I
is
think
one
getting a little more social with Social Squared.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. One that I'm quite excited about, I guess probably because it's my idea, was the the conditional sticky posts as well. So at the moment, you've got the ability to mark a post as sticky, and it will remain at the top of the forum. I think we
So
talked
like
about
pinning.
this. Yeah. So you can pin it with a drawing pin. That's come up before. But yeah, we can. If you've got a post or a forum, let's say, about a particular subject, and you wanted to describe how to use a forum, what's expected of you, that type of thing, you could go through and create that as a topic and pin it at the top. So yeah, it's about making that conditional. So it might be that we want to pin this at the top for a period of time, or we want to pin it until it's had X amount of views, that type of thing, or X amount of replies, or until it's marked as answered, etc. So yeah, it's just making those a bit more conditional and allowing them to show for a limited time rather.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me of another thing that it wasn't on our original roadmap, but we've added it to the roadmap based on a user request, and that was to schedule topics. To be able to, so we're looking into adding that to our roadmap coming up, because that's been a common request, again, a lot in the educational space, where an instructor might want to write up a topic or write up a series of topics, to come out weekly based on a chapter or a unit or something, and the ability to basically schedule those, have them appear only after a certain date. So I think that'll be cool too.
That will be, yeah, definitely. That's going to be a great addition. I guess we've got a few others, so more around managed metadata as well. So at the moment we've got the new feature this month was the extending what you could do with the tagging. So we had suggested tags now, which is great. So as you're typing, it's coming up with suggestions on tags that have already been used that you may want to use again inside your post, and that's based on what you type. But this is going to hook into the term store effectively. So you've got even more uniformity across those tags if you want to. You can actually design the tags that you want the users to use. So that'll be great. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, there's a couple more Teamsy ones. You wanted to talk about those?
Yeah. Thanks.
I'll throw you under the bus there.
Yeah. Well, so there were parts about being able to ask for a meeting. So if you have a topic that you're looking for and you want to meet with people about that topic, then there'll be, and I'm not sure yet myself exactly what the mechanism would be for that, but be able to meet now on this topic. So I think that's another actually good one that'll be have a good uptake for education, because they might, maybe have a classroom discussion going on, and then the student would like to meet with the instructor about this particular topic, or have a study group that's going to meet about a particular topic.
It's the equivalent of come and see me in my office.
Maybe.
Yeah, what's this post all about? Come and meet me.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. Okay. Right. Yeah. And yeah, and just being able to share posts. So currently now with this new release that we have, when you create a post, it'll post in the posts tab of that channel, but maybe you want to specifically share a post into Teams or into Yammer, then we're adding the ability to be able to do that, and presumably specify exactly where that will be, and then people can come back to the forum and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, getting more social.
Yeah, certainly. So I think that that almost wraps it up. There is some bot integration that we're looking at. So this is more about if you happen to ask a question inside of Teams, if there's kind of like already an answer there, then it can utilize the social squared content to actually drive that answer to you as well. So yeah, some great features coming out. I'm excited to where social squared will be this year.
Yep, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we also wanted to talk about some news we had this week from Microsoft.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Microsoft has just recently come out with a partner solution gallery, and so these are various solutions. I think mostly Teams focused was the idea of this, but things that Microsoft recommends, solutions that Microsoft recommends from its partners that its customers can use, that Teams customers can use. And we're very excited to be one of the first partners featured there and have all 4 of our Teams related tools in there. So Lightning Conductor, Social Squared, Data Viewer, and DeliverPoint are all listed in that solution gallery.
Yeah, and I think there's some of our other partners as well, like Velo and LiveTiles are also in there. But yeah, it's definitely worth taking a look at that. So I was going to grab the URL, which is adoption.microsoft.com. So if you go to adoption.microsoft.com, and right at the very top, you're going to see solutions, and then the partner solution gallery. And yeah, it's nice that there's just a handful of solutions in there at the moment. But yeah, some great products for Teams, and to drive Teams adoption by delivering more features, more content, which is good.
Yep, since that's where everybody spends their days.
Sure do. I certainly spent my day here today.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, I guess next week we'll be talking more about the Lightning Conductor
Yep.
and what's coming up for that. So yeah, just to sort of whet your appetite, the Lightning Conductor is a content aggregation tool. It's something that can aggregate from SharePoint lists and libraries. It can also aggregate from search content as well, and also Microsoft Graph. So really any content that is in Microsoft 365, you can report on that content and you can display it using SharePoint online or also in Teams as well. So you can add that content into your Teams tab, which is actually a great thing. So you just mentioned, we're spending all day in Teams. Every time you need a file, do you need to go and navigate SharePoint to get to your document libraries? No, you can just aggregate all of that into your Teams tab, and there's all your files right there.
Right.
So yeah,
and have them
that's a ton.
filtered in different ways too to make it more meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's some great new views coming out. So we've built some new views around things like Planner and so on, which we'll talk more about next week. There's also some sort of more modern type features, things that you're starting to see inside of SharePoint lists and Microsoft lists as well, are going to bleed through into the Lightning Conductor, so you don't have this sort of mix match between those two tools. So yeah, I think there's some great things to look forward to, and we'll talk about those next week.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Well, enjoy those daffodils, and
Okay.
see you soon.
All right. Bye.